Just waiting for people to join. Literally got 3 minutes. The worst thing that's just happened to me is my whole electricity on the first floor just went off. So I am using EE, and yeah, Usain Bolt better be nice to me today. Just give me a few minutes, guys. Hopefully my connection is fine. Great. Can everyone hear me? My connection's really poor, guys. Okay. There she is. Hi.
Hey.
Do you know what? I'm so stressed.
Trying to sort this camera out.
My whole electric. Oh, can you hear me?
Slightly. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Can you hear me?
Do you know what? My whole electric on the first floor just went off. So my router's literally gone. So
yeah, the connection's a bit iffy.
Oh no. Oh God. Okay, just bear with me. Let me try to. Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just as long as, I just don't want the connection being, but I was just saying my electric went off. So the whole router went off this literally just now, 5 minutes before I'm going on.
Oh no.
My data. So yeah, apologies for the poor connection. It's just my luck, honestly. How have you been though?
I've been okay. It's been manic. I've been super tired.
I can imagine.
I literally just had to jump in the shower to make myself look a bit more alive. So apologies if I don't still.
So the reason that my electric went off was because my hairdryer blew off. Just came out of the shower and I was just like, let me just dry my hair, and it just went off. Just waiting for a few more people to join.
Okay.
Yeah, so far only got 4 at the minute. Come on, guys, where are you? Sunday afternoon. Oh, I love the dolls.
I'm also just checking my background as well, because I've just noticed there's I'll speak to you afterwards anyway.
Yeah. Oh, they're amazing. I love
the dollies, yeah, the dolls. But on the other side is some other unsavory things that aren't appropriate. So I'm just like.
Okay. Do you know what? I think we'll just start just for time's sake, because obviously got to crack on. But for anyone who doesn't know the lovely Charlotte, do you want to kind of introduce yourself, or?
Yeah, I can do. So yeah, I'm Charlotte and I do a few things. So I own the Anchor and Friends with my 10-year-old daughter, which is a black doll animation and accessories company. And I do a few other things as well. So I'm head of maths in a secondary school.
Amazing.
I also have a mentoring group, so I mentor teenage girls as well, and I also have a maths tutoring company as well. So I do a few things, and obviously my most important thing is I'm mummy to I'm mummy to Callie, so that's my most important one.
Yeah. Do you know what? To be honest with everyone, the reason why I chose Charlotte to be my interviewee is that we're quite similar in the sense of well, our kind of the business that we both be doing, the purpose is the same in representation and diversity and self-love and confidence and things like that. So I met Charlotte, I can't even remember, a few years now, at our first event called, oh God, I've almost forgot, Curl Camp. Curl Camp.
Yes, it was a Curl Camp, wasn't it? Yeah.
Such a long time, but it was both of our first events, and we kind of gelled in the sense that I loved her products and she obviously liked mine,
and I loved yours as well.
We've been on a journey since then, guys. I mean, like, we actually had a similar idea as well, doing our own festival called Little Leaders Fest, and we just made it happen. We literally had nothing and it turned into something. And I think
I was thinking about the other day, that was actually amazing. You know, it was really, really amazing.
Yeah. For people.
And then obviously lockdown happened and stuff, and yeah, COVID.
Lockdown, baby, and
oh yeah, babies as well.
Yeah, so we kind of both had the whole mummy business mindset and just went on with it. But so that's one of the main things I wanted to kind of move on with you, is to talk more about the business aspect of it, and obviously being a mother as well, because I think a lot of people think that when they see us posting things on Instagram and, you know, being a mum as well, they just think, oh wow, they kind of got their ish together. But in the back end, I mean, I don't know about you, so this is why I really wanted to question how you kind of managed it. But I think last year was kind of where it hit me, where I thought, okay, I'm actually running a business through the pandemic, but I wasn't aware of, you know, what you had to sign up to. Like, I kind of signed up late to Company's House, and then like the whole accountant stuff, it kind of just threw me off completely. So like, how did you, when you jumped on board, obviously I think it's been several years now, right, since you started?
Yeah, we launched in 2018, but this is with the Anchor and Friends. We launched in 2018, but started planning like 2 years before that, but properly trading from 2018. Yeah.
How did you know the ins and outs, or did you know the ins and outs, or did you just jump?
No, and I still don't. Like, I'm honestly, I'm learning as I go along. And I did like a mentoring session with my girls, my teenage girls, the other day.
Yeah.
And I was saying to them, like, people say to me, like, how did you know to do this, or how did you know that you had to have that in place? And I was like, I honestly didn't know. Like, I'm not.
I don't know nothing.
Honestly, it wasn't. I'm not like, you know, clued up on it. I had no background at all in business, but I literally think it's learning as you go along. And like you just mentioned a minute ago, I think a lot of the things in business you learn from your mistakes, and that is honestly, like, I've learned so much more from my mistakes, really, including things to do with tax and accountants. In fact, the reason why I've employed an accountant now, I've had an accountant for a year, is because I was completely messing it up before. So I had to, because it was just, with all the other hats that I wear, it was just too much as well to be the accountant and know all of that.
I think that's exactly how I was feeling the whole, even up until now. I literally just thought, okay, I signed up, like I said, I was trading before, but I didn't even realise about the whole Company's House thing. I didn't know whether to go self-employed or, you know, there's so many aspects to it. And I think I kind of jumped in it very naively, thinking, okay, I really wanted to, obviously me and Leela have this business that we're doing, and I just thought, this is amazing. But then when it comes to down like finances and things like that and accounts, and I'm just like, you have to keep your receipts. It's really stressful. And I think being a mum
It
at the
really
same
is.
time, it threw me off completely. So I think in that sense, I don't know, like when people see us posting IGs, just give us a little bit of space to breathe. we're actually running a business, being a mum, but we're kind of, you know, staying alive at the same time. I really don't think people kind of stand in that sense. But
sometimes it's you're just floating as well. Well, I feel like that anyway. Sometimes I feel like I'm just there, like one more thing, you know, it'll tip me the other way. That's how I feel all the time. So
yeah,
I've just seen a message come through. It said that there's some interference.
Oh, interference.
Should I try and leave and come back again, maybe?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
It might be me, guys, because I literally am using my I'm literally using my data because my internet just kind of blew up. Well, oh, let me see where she is. Okay, there we go. Let's try. Let us know if you can hear us, guys. Where are you? Sorry, guys. Disappearing act. Okay, where? Oh, it had to be my internet to go off like 5 minutes before starting the IG, isn't it? Oh no, apparently Bianca and Friends is unable to join. Oh, where is the IT support when you need it? Okay, wait. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. Or not.
Hey.
There you are.
Oh gosh.
You left me hanging. Oh no.
Sorry. I was there, I could hear what you were saying, but for some reason, I don't know.
Oh God. Do you know what? I can't even remember what we were talking about. How bad is that?
Me neither.
Okay, businesses and things like that. So one of the questions I had in mind was just to ask you about, like I said, running a small business and kind of going in it quite naively, like myself, and not knowing the ins and outs, but understanding that it's okay to make mistakes and learning from them. So what's one thing that you kind of wish you had known since running Bianca and Friends, like in a business aspect, but also kind of in a personal aspect as well, because obviously it's a personal journey that you're going on with
yeah, definitely. Like you said, I think I went into it so naively. Like I had this idea to make a black doll. We did that, and I was like, right, I'm just gonna make this black doll and everyone's gonna buy it. That's what I thought would happen. I didn't even think about things like marketing, PR. Those things didn't even cross my mind. It also didn't cross my mind how much time and effort and heartache and tears and sweat would have to go into it. Like I knew that it would be hard and I knew I would have to work hard, which I wasn't afraid of, but I didn't quite prepare myself with how hard it was going to be. So, you know, on hindsight, I don't know if I could have really prepared myself anymore other than like researching and reading a bit more. But I think it's not until you actually do it that you see, or you know, everything that has to happen that you weren't prepared for. And it's things like, yes, I knew that I'd have to do accounts, but you know, I didn't know the first thing about accounting. I knew that I'd have to, you know, do content on social media, but I didn't understand how invasive that would be as well.
Yeah.
And also being, I am quite naturally a shy person. I never even thought for 1 second I'd have to show my face. I know that sounds stupid, but at the time I was just like, we've got this brand, and I did employ a mentor at the beginning, and she was like, right, you have to get your face out there. And I was like, oh my God, what do you mean? Like, because at that point I had like my personal account with about 300 followers, people I knew, and it was on private. Like, I'm not really, you know,
I was in the same. I was literally the same. I think I posted everything on my personal, and then I was like, okay, this is actually a business now.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. I had to have a lot of coaching and prepping to make that first post, like that first public post, to say, look at me, look what we're doing, kind of thing. And that filled me with dread and fear. And to be honest with you, even now, like the public stuff, like the public speaking, showing my face, before I post anything to do with me, I always second guess it. Like, I always hold back a bit. It never feels like natural. So I didn't realise I was going to have to be so personally involved as well.
I see. I've just got a message coming through saying that you've got some feedback on your end. Is there like a TV on or something?
No. Should I try a different device?
I can hear you fine. I just might be some others that might be. I have another device I can try. Should I try one more time? Okay, try one more time. Don't leave me.
I won't.
Okay, guys, Ali's just gonna join again. She's having a bit of feedback. Okay, I really need to find a new internet provider. Guys, who is the best internet provider out right now? Please let me know. Bear with me, guys. Hey. Hi. Guys, is that
I don't know if that's better.
For me, it's fine. I can hear you completely, but I just someone that just said that. Yeah, I mean, on the terms of what you would have known best in your career. Okay, so that was on the small business side. What about on like the side? Like how have what you've done with Cali, like what have you learned from there, and what kind of things you thought, wow, okay, I wish I kind of known this when I was several years back or whatever, in that
yeah
bullied.
I guess.
Sorry?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can hear a bit of interference now from me, I think. I'm not sure if other people can hear it.
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay. So I guess the biggest lesson learned, and the thing that I wish I'd known from the beginning, really was I guess my own journey, both mine and Caddy's journey. We have made this evolution. Like, I started the business with her because she fallen out of love with her natural hair. So her evolution has been amazing because she now doesn't feel like that. You know, based on our journey. So that was amazing. But I didn't quite realise how much self-development, like being in business, would do for myself as well. So like I mentioned before, like just the confidence with public speaking, being seen, which I always shied away from before. And it still doesn't feel completely natural now, but I always say yes. And I think that's something I definitely learned along the way. Before, I would say no to things because I'd be scared to do them. But I've kind of now retrained myself. Even though my initial thought is to say no, I don't say no, I say yes without even thinking about it, and then deal with the emotions afterwards. That's what I tend to do now. So that's something that I've learned. And another thing as well is I should have gone into it knowing that this is my journey and no one else's. So, you know, a lot of the time you go into it and think, oh, you know, everyone's going to support me, and, you know, everyone's going to share, and really it's not your friends and family's responsibility to do that all the time. Like, it's great that they can, but everyone's got their own stuff going on, and you kind of are in it by yourself. Even though, you know, you meet amazing people on similar journeys. You know, I've met you, and, you know, we have a lot of similarities. But really, your passion is your passion and no one else's, and it's your responsibility to push it forward. So that's something that I've had to learn as well. Really. You know, you do have to, and at times you have to pick yourself up, and at times you can't sit there waiting for someone to clap for you. You know, you have to sometimes be clapping for yourself, picking yourself up from the floor, holding yourself at night time, just in case, you know, if your day hasn't gone right, or there's been a massive mess up with the manufacturers. That's happened more than once with me.
Literally, what you've just to echo with what you said on your first point about, you know, being afraid of saying yes. I think for me, on my level, I'm still actually at that point. Like, for me, I don't know why, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just because the sound of running a business is actually it's actually a big thing. There's so much, like you said, there's so much behind it. So for me, when I say yes to something, and then, you know, you said you kind of just go on with it and see what happens and trying to do it. I'm at the point where, you know, I'm almost scared of what's going to happen next, because if I say yes, it might be the worst thing to happen. I don't want to hear anything. Like, I don't want nothing bad to happen. So I'm still at that point, and obviously for me that's a learning curve, because being afraid in the business is actually what I've learned is something. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay not to know. So getting that confidence to say yes, I think it's going to take me a while. I don't know how you've done it.
I don't, and every time I say yes, I feel scared. But yeah, I completely agree with you. It's like, you have to have a lot of fake confidence, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of failing at some reason, but then I need to think about the fact that this business is not just about it's a personal thing, like I mentioned. So there's no right or wrong way to do things in this sense. And also another point, because I know I'm running short for time, but so both of our businesses are kind of similar in the sense that both of our girls are victims of racial abuse. And unfortunately, Leela is still undergoing things at school, in secondary school. And I think it's actually worse at secondary school. So it's like her confidence is kind of come back, I don't know, for the past 2 months, etc. And
I'm so sorry.
The thing is, it's like at the beginning, and kind of one of those things where, like, I kind of thought, naive, she's going to be fine, she's going to smash primary school. And obviously the where she was racially abused, and then the same thing in secondary school. I kind of thought, now she's overcome it, she's going to be amazing in secondary, so she's going to know how to hold herself. But the thing is, it's happening again. And I was just in talks, you know, how did you manage? I don't want to say manage, because it's not really managing, but it's like, how do you feel Callie's, you know, the events of her being bullied in school, from primary school? How did the schools take it? Because at the moment, currently, I'm finding that primary schools are dealing with things a lot more better. They have more resources, whereas secondary schools, they kind of oversee it. I can't speak for everyone, personal aspect, but how did you deal with it in the sense of being able
to be honest with you, Hallie's school were terrible.
Okay.
They were really bad in dealing with it. I contacted the school. I tried to take matters into our own hands, or I tried to be proactive in the solution to the comments that were made towards Callie. So myself and Callie sat down and made a PowerPoint about why her hair was how it is and how wonderful it is and all of the great things you can do with Afro hair. And, you know, I spoke with her. She was only like 5 at the time. I think she, yeah, 5 years old at the time. And she felt, we made it together. She felt confident enough to go into school and show it. And she'd asked if her friend could show it with her. I spoke to the friend's mum.
Oh, this is a joke. My internet is awful. I apologize, guys, in advance. Please blame Virgin Media.
I can hear you now. Oh, it just had a circle. Circle.
God, guys, I apologize in advance. I will try and sort out something with Virgin Media or EE, whatever. Awful. Um, I can't even. I've lost point, but
We were saying, how Callie's school dealt with the racist incident. So yeah, they weren't great at school. They wouldn't let her show her PowerPoint. They said that they would do a circle time. So I really felt like I had to take things into my own hands and deal with, rather than deal with the children making the racist remarks, is equip my daughter in how to deal with racist people. Because I guess, you know, one incident in primary school, it's going to happen throughout life, like we've all experienced before. So I think it then became more important for me to empower Callie to be able to deal with it and to be confident in herself. And I think that has kind of been my mindset since, just preparing her for what's to come, whether it's at school, work, on the bus, you know. So, and it's heartbreaking to think like that, but, you know, unfortunately, I think that's the world that we do live in now, or have always.
I think for businesses like us that are trying to build between black and brown girls and boys, I mean, there's not enough of, I don't think, not enough businesses like, but it's great. They're not being in the point that here we are. You know what I mean? There's a lot that media is playing around right now. A lot of businesses behind representation and diversity and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a touchy subject, I think, and there's a lot which can do, and probably could partner with some certain businesses around representation as well, which you know, being in a predominantly white area as well, it's non-existent. There was no time had to come and make it our own, and it's more hard work in that sense, but that there's nothing here because no one really wants to kind of hear it because it's not a diverse area, so that
it's really frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. So it's difficult, but I think it's, like I said, schools need to do so much more work, and I'm especially seeing that now in secondary schools, which is it's heartbreaking to think. I love myself. I think it's because I was more in a diverse area that there was no race. But yeah, it's, such is such. That is my new.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, do what we do and just get our words out there.
Yeah, I mean, there are loads of amazing little things, little, you know, small businesses going on, but I think when we have the power to come together, which is really difficult to do at times, you know, our voice will be louder, but at the moment for me, it feels like there's loads of amazing, you know, pockets of things happening, but it's not a collective approach. So, you know, it doesn't always have as big of an impact as what you'd like it to.
But yeah, you're also a maths teacher as well. Do you incorporate anything like, I know it's a different subject. Like you wouldn't incorporate Black history within maths, or you could.
I have though, actually. I have, yeah. When it was Black History Month, I sourced all of the Black mathematicians or engineers or inventors that had ever existed, and that month, throughout that month, because I'm head of maths, so I asked my whole team to, at the end of every lesson or once a week, I think, a couple times a week, to show this figure during the math lessons. It was lovely, and I also discovered that I am the first head of maths of colour in our borough. So yeah, so you don't always realise kind of the influence you're having as well. So for a lot of our girls that are Black, you know, now they hopefully can, if that's the career path that they want to go down, they have seen someone like them in that position, which is so important, because recently in my school as well, we've had the first Black head teacher in the borough as well. She's just here on an interim period, but I've never even thought of headship.
No idea what's going on with this connection, guys. I apologize in advance. We've got one more question to cover. If she comes back in the room. There she is. Okay, just adding her back. Oh, man. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Hey.
Hi. You know what? I know you got a dash, but
I can.
I've got one more question to ask you.
Okay.
We kind of ask if there's any more questions, if anyone has any questions. Last but not least, why is it important to represent diversity in motherhood to you? Like,
represent diversity in motherhood.
Yeah.
It's so important. One, because of who's watching us, and I see that every day in the way Callie mimics, things that I do. It's so important. It's also important for society for them to realise that, we go through exactly the same things, sometimes worse, with all of the stats that are out there about, women, black women, black mothers. I think the most important thing, though, is going back to what I said about they are watching. And for me, this journey has been amazing and impactful in my life, but I feel like it's going to be most impactful for our children's generation. I'm so excited to kind of see, where they get to when they're our age, because of, the seeds that we're planting, the proactiveness that we've taken in, creating these businesses, and showing them what we can do. For me, I think we're going to see those real changes, maybe not now, but for our girls and our boys as well. Yeah, I feel that's where we're going to see the most impact, and why it's so important.
That's the world's best answer for that question. It's heartfelt. Yeah, no, thank you so much, Rodon. I'm just going to ask if anyone has any questions that they want to ask us on businesses. I mean, like we said, we're kind of in it naively, so don't ask us too much.
I've got a pile of paperwork down here. I don't know how to deal with it, honestly.
Dealing with racism with your children in school or anything, regardless. Let me just give it a few minutes.
I would just say, as a final note as well, is I think we all know this, but I think the responsibility has to come back onto us. We cannot be looking to these establishments, including schools, to deal with things they know nothing about, really. And I think that's what it comes down to. And it's hard, and it's not fair you know, our children shouldn't have to go through this. We shouldn't have to, you know, deal with it. But I think it's come to the point where we have to. We have to put things in place ourselves. Otherwise, you know, things will just continue as they are.
It starts from home. I've always said that, like, on every single conversation, you know, dealing with things and bringing awareness, especially, and showing about, you know, diversifying your household, let alone, or household. It starts from home, and then it ends up in school. But then that's when people's other opinions come in place, and it gets messy. So I think there needs to be, like you said, it can be both sides, basically. It needs to be balanced, and I think both sides kind of need to raise their children in the sense of knowing the truth, and not just telling them a pack of lies as well. There's so much wrongdoing, and so much, you know, he said, she said, but it's actually wrong information that happens within, you know, there's just too much going on. Just
there's a lot. There is so much.
Don't think anyone's had any questions, so I know you got a rush in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to say you have been a massive inspiration to us all, fellow women and mothers.
And you as well. Thank you so much for everything that you do, and raising 3 babies. I've only got 1, so you know, you're doing amazing.
I'm just about, I have them locked in there. So but no, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, I mean, your advice and the truth, the realness of what you speak is, I think it's just refreshing. And I think a lot of people need to hear it coming from small business owners as well as mothers and etc. But no, thank you so much. And
thank you for having me.
All right, have a good night, guys.
You too. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.